give it a build up to it, yeah.
Still gonna have that. I mean, you might want to do the fact that he's do it, but he's doing it so bad. I consider myself pretty conservative.
They did, right?
I have a picture of Barry.
I don't know if that's I thought he was past that.
Yes.
You can be conservative as a gentleman. But
Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Honor those serving in the military. Great, thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Make a motion to approve previous board minutes, February 10th, February 24th, 2025. Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Suffolk County Police.
Didn't they email them?
They're not.
Is that what it said?
That was
Wasn't that in that email?
I didn't read it, I just opened it, sorry. Okay. I saw the two police reports were in there, but.
Yeah, no, I think it mentioned like
All
Santa.
right, if Suffolk County Police comes, then I'll ask them to come forward. My question to Suffolk County Police is some of the issues that are happening in Bayshore. Recently, the one guy got killed by the city bank, and also a homeless gentleman was walking, and another guy smashed him in the head. So there's a lot of activity going on there, and it kind of filters out to us. Right now, it's been slow, but again, we keep telling everybody to lock their car doors. You guys heard anything else about any other incidents? No. All right, we'll discuss that later. Report to the mayor and the trustees. Trustee Pettit, would you like to start, please?
Sure. So as far as what we have going on, coming up, as of right now, we're in the middle of installing the 25-mile-per-hour speed limit sign in the village. The board has been discussing speed bumps or other traffic control. We're waiting on a traffic study that will be done in April. May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd is Our Town Slow Down. We'll be doing signs and such for that. And I'd like to touch on the police report, but hopefully they show up. If not, I'll go back to it.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Trustee Del Vecchio?
All right, events. This week we started camp registration. It is online and we're doing all this week. If more than 100 campers are registered, then we move to a lottery system. Also, boat applications are up online for those of you who want to boat in the canal. Events this month include March 5th, Brightwater's Historical Society meeting, and then March 1st through the 2nd, and then March 8th and 9th, there will be Brightwater's Art Council invitational art shows this month. Looking forward to next month. We have lots of things going on. The big one is the Village Easter egg hunt and the Village tag sale for April.
Okay, great. Yeah, as of 3:30 today, we had 85 kids sign up for camp so far. We have one more reminder going out tomorrow, and then that's it. People have gotten 2 mailings at their houses. We put an email out, so if people forget to sign up for camp and they're blocked out, we've done everything what we can to try to help them to register, but we can't hold everybody's hands. But there's 85 as of today. We anticipate that we're going to get the 100. Trustee Zepp?
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Believe it or not, spring is close by, despite the cold weather today. But I'm assuming we'll be relaxing the code again during spring cleanup time, so people can put out things earlier in front of their homes just to make it a little bit easier. We do that every year in the spring and the fall. We've had a few incidents in the village where people are continuing to call code before they call the police. If there's something going on of criminal nature, call the police first. Don't call the code car. You can call the code car second, but you're just wasting valuable time. So if something happens, call the police first. And then with respect to the Four Corners, it's been I like to use the word, type of a show every day that parents are continuing to park in the crosswalks. It's creating such a dangerous thing that something's going to happen. I'm going to talk to the mayor about it, but I want to put some really strict enforcement. We have to ticket because people are just ignoring our code, parking in the crosswalk, and it can't keep happening. They can park a block away, put a jacket on, and walk their kid. It'll probably do you some healthy good. It's just ridiculous what's happening. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, great. I just have a couple of small things. We were contacted by the town of Islip. They have some, I think it was IDA money it's called? ADA money, about putting things towards handicap needs, special needs. They helped us with the ramp outside. They also helped us with the bathrooms at Walker Beach. So there has been some discussion. They would be happy to know that we are looking into an outdoor bathroom once again at Mississippi Park using the money from the town of Islip. But it's still in the development stage. If they're going to give us the money, we just have to think of how we're going to have access to that, whether residents will have a key fob or a swipe card or just open up for certain hours. That's something that we're going to work on. But we did send them preliminary quotes to the these are friends of mine from Westchester. Was this meeting that important? You guys came all the way from Westchester? Thanks. But we are looking into the handicap bathroom bridge, so it's a good segue. We can't.
You eliminated what I was going to talk about.
I know, right? I'm ahead of the problems ahead of the trouble. But something that we wanted to do the first time, there were some issues with it, so we punted on it. But if the town is going to pay us the money for it, Bob did some plans for it. We just sent in some estimates. It happened within 4 or 5 days. It's something that if we do approve, we can't start work until after July 1st. So we'll have time to work out all the kinks on that. So it's something I think I'd be very happy to get in, changing table type of thing. But again, with Mary mentioned, we have a lot of events coming up. I want to thank again the heads of the Art Council, Historical Society, and the Garden Club. We have 3 very active clubs that they're definitely helping out with things in the village. This Saturday at the St. Patrick's Parade, we are having a makeshift float. We're putting something together, so it's probably just meant so that the mayor doesn't have to walk in the parade, but we're going to be up on top of the float, and we're looking forward to it. The latest weather for Saturday, I think, is in the 40, 45 degrees, so I'd rather have that than cold and rain. So look forward to that. Other than that, just the highway yard, it's springtime. We have a 5-person crew. They have a lot of things that they're going to be taking care of. And, just if you need something done, please contact Village Hall or go on the app and just be patient because we're going to try to keep up with everything. All right, that's all I have right now. Suffolk County Officer Thompson is right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have just a couple reports from January and February.
Okay, great.
Has any questions? I'm here.
We stole your podium, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Bill, did you have any questions on those?
Yeah, I was just looking to get some information on February 1st at midnight. You got a drug narcotics offense on Howells. Do you know where that was on Howells?
That was 172 Howells Road.
cross street or anything?
I'm assuming that that's probably over by the car wash.
Yeah.
Because,
All right.
yeah, so it's subject to a homeless man who we're very familiar with.
Gotcha.
He's usually in that grass space between, I think it's doctor's office and Sunrise Highway, Service Road. Yeah, I mean, we're familiar with him and looking to get him out, but.
Is there any more information on this? It just says criminal other offense on Windsor Avenue on the 3rd. I'm gonna keep going, so I'm
No,
gonna
yeah,
look at
yeah,
the
no,
other
I
two
got it,
also.
I got it. That was unlawful fleeing a police officer. So I believe that was, we attempted to make a car stop, and the guy just didn't stop. We finally got him, I think, over in Babylon, actually. So that was just on our end. We initiated it.
All right. Do you have the info for the January ones also?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, those two on Orinoco.
One was a domestic. I think I've mentioned 140 Orinoco in the past.
Is that the apartments down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I brought it up there. Just a couple that
Yeah.
we go there a lot. So I don't know what can be done about them. They always tell me that they're leaving, but I don't think they are.
Yeah.
And then the other, I have leaving the scene of an accident. So it looks like someone's car got hit on Orinoco. It was parked there throughout the day. The vehicle got hit. Doesn't look like they were looking to press charges or anything. They just wanted to get
Gotcha. All right. I know it's just outside our area here, but over there on what would that be? I believe it's Panadequate, like behind the
Frank.
Target.
the guy Frank.
Is that Frank? I didn't know him on a first name basis yet, but
We do.
what's the story with that? Is that
So he's been at Target forever.
yeah?
Target was fine with him being there. You know, he's a harmless man. He's just homeless and,
Yeah.
and doesn't want to be in a shelter because he gets robbed and beat up in there. So he chooses not to take shelter. He chooses not to speak to anybody. He doesn't want to speak to anybody. We ask him. We can't kidnap him. So I guess the property manager for that space came in and was like, nope, you got to trespass him. So we trespassed him. Now he's on the sidewalk.
Yeah, right across the street from the school and the baseball fields.
Yep.
And there's nothing that can be done about it.
We request him to leave all the time. You know, there's no crime in being homeless.
Yeah.
So we can't really force him. We tell him, oh, take a walk, Frank. You know, that's what he knows, so that's where he comes back to. So I actually just went to FTO school, which is our like field training officer program, and the behavioral health unit came in and spoke to us, and I asked them about Frank, and I said, what can I do? How can I get him out of there? You know, I knew this meeting was coming up. I knew it was going to be an issue. I'm going to make another attempt, and there was another officer on board with me there. I'm going to make another attempt to get him to speak to somebody, have someone come out. He refuses to speak to them over the phone, so if we can get someone from a mental health department to come out and speak to him, that would be great. But again, we can't force him to answer questions, so we can't really kidnap him. The only thing is, if he
But,
goes
like, I mean,
voluntarily.
With Little League starting up and everything, I mean that's a very busy spot
Absolutely.
for kids and everything. And I mean he's got his stuff scattered all over, and he's just sleeping on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're aware. We're looking into it. We're trying
Right.
just to get him out of there, but we can't really force much. We're working on it though. All right, we'll let
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. I think that's
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know if there's any update on the gentleman in downtown Bay Shore who got smashed on the head and taken to the hospital? I think that was last week.
Yeah, they said it was they
Oh, I wasn't here for that.
Yeah.
I was at field school. I can try to
It was like at 6:30 at night. One gentleman was walking one way. I think he was a homeless guy who hangs out in Bay Shore. Another guy was walking the other way, and he just wailed up and hit him on the head with a wrench, was it?
That's what they said. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't, it's not in here, I guess, because at the end of the month, maybe they sent us a report, I don't know.
It's not in Brightwater, so it wouldn't be
Oh.
in here. Yeah, it was on Main Street in Bay Shore.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have.
No. Anybody on the board have any other questions? Any residents have any questions for the officer? Ken?
Is this the gentleman that's got the two Target shopping carts full of paraphernalia?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, asked the permission of the Target people to take possession of their property again and take the carts back? And give them
I
back
mean, they
to
could
the
take the
park?
carts, but they're just gonna dump his stuff out
No,
of it.
you, I mean, police.
His
If
stuff.
they want to get their property back and he's in not lawful possession of the shopping carts, you can seize him and the shopping carts. They can dump his stuff out and bring the carts back to the park. And that may solve the problem.
They have to press charges.
Think about it.
Yeah, it's up to them really, but
Think
they
about
don't
it.
wanna press charges underneath them.
All right, any other questions from the audience? Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks
Take
again.
All right, the first item on the agenda is the public hearing to override the tax cap. I make a motion to open the public hearing, local law X 2025, to override the tax cap. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
What the tax cap is, the tax cap comes down from Albany, and it's roughly 2%, Nicole. So if we're to pierce our village taxes more than 2%, first we have to vote to override the tax cap. We're currently working on the budget, not to say that we're going to be going over the tax cap, but it's something that we have to deal with now, as this month, as we're working on the budget, to have. If we say we're not going to pierce the tax cap, and we're going to be like a little bit over, then it creates issues. So that's why it's just a matter of process to vote on the tax cap now. Anybody on the, just to give you, numbers, the fire department raised us up $44,000 this year. That $44,000 is our 2% right there. So that's been wiped out right away. So just to show you the numbers we're working with, right now, I would say in about 2 weeks we'll have the budget online, Nicole. When we put it online, we'll send out an email out to all the residents, tell them it's online, they can look at it. And next month we have our budget hearing. So right now, the only thing we're concerned about is to pierce the tax cap. Anybody on the board like to comment on this or add to this? No. Any residents have anything to add or comment? Rich?
Rich Day had I mentioned it before. I think that the village should allow for marijuana sales in the North Business District. That would solve your tax problem. The amount of money that Babylon has gotten would eliminate your needing to break the tax cap. In fact, you'd probably be able to lower taxes.
I believe we had asked, I don't know if Bob had a chance to look into it, because you're saying you want the marijuana shops, but on the north part of the village. I'm not sure whether we can regulate that. And Charlie and Bob, if you guys could please look into that, so that way we can give Rich an answer.
Yeah, we will.
Because if they come around and tell you, okay, fine, we can do it, but they're going to do it in the middle of the four corners.
No.
I know you're saying no, but the state might sell us something differently. So.
No, I think you could. I mean, I've looked at this, and I'm not a lawyer. That's Charlie's job. I think that you can limit it to the North Business District. As you can't put constrictions within the North Business District, but you can say the North Business District.
I think you're probably right, but I need to look at the legislation, but I think you're right, yes.
And that would eliminate our tax problems. And honestly, I don't think a village resident, no village residents live north of Sunrise Highway.
No, but the people in Bay Shore too, so. All right, that's something, I need an intelligent, analyst of where I can and can't do it. Because the reason why we did not opt in the beginning, again, there were no regulations, no rules. So we wanted to see what was going to happen. So now that they've seemed to at least be getting it together, I need to be told that, because if all of a sudden it changes, then, you know, it's not going to be good.
I'm not planning to use the store. Just
No.
get straight on that.
You have
But I
friends,
would like
you
to
have
use-
friends that want to use the store, right?
Absolutely. But I would like to use the revenue. And the numbers that I saw in the paper that Babylon got were,
Yeah.
you know, it would be like 20% of our budget.
I've also never been approached.
Well, number one, the bigger issue is, we discussed with the board, is that you don't have to opt in, but once you opt in, you can never opt out.
Correct.
And that was the reason why we didn't pass the legislation. Plus the state hadn't had its act together yet, Mr. Mayor, remember, there were a lot of problems. But once you're in, you can never opt out.
Understood, but right now, we're in a situation where Babylon has 3 or 4 dispensaries, I believe, at this point. So they're not going away. And it's not, and New York City has, I don't know how many, dozens of them. So it's not going to go away. And Riverhead's put it in. And again, if it's legal and we can make money off of it,
All right, I'll have them look into
I
it.
will look at it, yeah.
Right now, any other questions on the tax cap?
Is the tax voted on by the residents or is it voted on by the board?
The board. Any other questions on the tax cap? All right, I make a motion to close the public hearing on the tax cap. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, you guys okay with voting yes or no on this right now? All right, I make a motion to approve, how do I,
A motion to adopt.
make a motion to adopt local law,
Do we have a number now?
do we have a number now?
I guess it'd be number 1, first of all, of the new year.
All right.
No, local law number 1 of 2025.
Okay, I make a motion to adopt local law number 1, 2025, to override the tax cap. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, great, thank you. All right, the next thing is the first phase of the traffic study that's being done throughout the north side of the village. So permission to pay GPI $4,318.50 for crash and collision analyst for the village traffic and safety investigation, traffic collection to be conducted at the end of April. Make a motion to pay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next thing is down by Walker Beach. For the longest time, we've been looking to change the chain link fence. We got 3 different quotes on it. Edwards and Eds, which was the cheapest. So I make a motion to approve materials to purchase from Edward and Edward Fence for Walker Beach for $29,000. It's a black estate fence. Get rid of the chain link fence. Materials 541 feet of black, heavy aluminum style, 101 to 14 double gate, 2 14-foot double gates, walk-through gate, keypad, 2 half-inch posts, the whole, everything. Make a motion to pay. Do I make a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. In June, we have,
John, can I ask, is
Yeah.
it just for the material, that's not for installing it?
no, it's just for the material right now.
Have you gotten an
We're
estimate?
investigating and doing it ourselves, or we're checking out some other ways to put it in. So right now, the labor is probably going to be about $10,000. So right now, we're just approving to the materials because we want to get the materials going, because we're not going to get it in before the spring unless we put it in. We
So
want
it'll
to
be
make
almost a $15,000 investment.
Excuse me?
It'll be at least a $15,000 investment.
40,000.
40.
Or-
It's about, yeah, the labor, the demo, again, it depends if we do the demo ourselves still, that's what we're trying to work out, but it's probably gonna be another $12,000. That's what we're thinking, but, you know, we're not sure yet. You know, that's been long overdue, it's one of the first things I wanted to do, and it's still there. So, the barbed wire was taken down about 7 years ago, but the metal fence itself is, you know, I'm not saying it's an eyesore, but it's not a great look. I think that'll improve that whole area there with it, so. All right, do we vote on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, next is appoint election inspectors, Michael Ruggiero and Rodna Runch for June 17th. Village elections from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the flat rate of $280. Make a motion to appoint. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, the budget hearing is, we're going to be working on the budget, and in about 2 weeks, we'll put it out all to the residents, and then we'll be having a working meeting to discuss it. So make a motion to call for a public hearing for the 2025-26 tentative budget to be held Monday, April 7, 2025 at 7:30 at Village Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the treasurer's report, everybody in their package has the treasurer's report. Nicole, is there anything special I should know about it?
No, it's all very straightforward. Everybody has to get their package if anybody has any questions.
Okay. Make a motion to approve treasurer's report and abstracts. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, before I open up to the public, does the board have anything else to add? Colin, could you be quiet, please?
I said it's my first board meeting.
Make a motion to open up to the public. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'd like to open it up to the public. If anybody has anything to add, please raise your hand, state your name. Okay.
Ken Lindahl, 30 Lawrence Drive. I did come today to talk about the traffic conditions at the Four Corners.
Yeah.
One of my reasons, just, a couple of things that are really, you see it, I'm sure you guys have all seen it. It's kind of funny that we have the little signs that say, watch out for the turkeys. If you're not in the neighborhood, they'll think we're all nuts in this village. But I get the joke. But anyhow, on a more serious note, those signs for pedestrian crossings are less than adequate. People are not going to pay attention to them. I think you need a bigger sign. I was surprised. We don't have stop sign coming north or south on Windsor. They have it east and west on Orinoco, and there should be an all-way stop sign at all four corners.
Yeah,
I think that's something we can do. It's not going to cost a bunch of money.
It's never been. Part of the traffic study that they're doing, they are addressing the four corners.
Okay.
So that's one thing. I'd be curious to see what they say, especially coming north, crossing the tracks.
Yeah.
And the,
Yeah, you can't move the train tracks. The other thing, my suggestion is stop ahead 100 feet north, 50 feet north. So people coming off of Union be anticipating a stop sign coming up ahead. Some towns even have it with lights around the stop sign. We have it, I think we have it down in Bayshore, block just, south of Main Street. Could install that. We've talked privately before, about a traffic circle. It's a bit expensive, but that would be a solution.
the traffic circles, people are pushing. I went to something last year, and all these engineers and the same guys who designed the roads 20 years ago are redesigning all the roads because I guess they don't work anymore. So traffic studies seem to be the big thing they're pushing. Traffic circles are what they're pushing for. We would have to have, we don't think there's enough room, but I've seen in Huntington where those are very tight areas.
Yeah, well, I worked in Huntington, so.
Yeah, I mean,
when they were installing that, I was employed by the town. And I was skeptical, but, people got used to it really quickly, and there wasn't a whole bunch of accidents or anything. As a result of it, I don't even know what the traffic accident situation is at the Four Corners, but when you add, the trustee mentioned about the ballet school there, and pragmatically speaking, when you get the police department and enforce traffic, parking regulations. There's another thing, if I might just add, is having the code enforcement guys go in, have a conversation with school folks, and a little note left on every car that's left there. You can be ticketed for doing, parents with kids in schools, they're convinced that the only kids in the world are their kids and that they got to park right in front of the school or the dance studio or the Boy Scout meeting. And, you know, sometimes they can't think outside of their own two children or whatever.
I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, if they're just doing a quick dump, like get out of the car quick, but we
That's
have
even worse.
But we have people sitting there for half an hour waiting to pick up their kids. And our code guys have chased them, and they have come to village court, right, Charlie, the dance studio people? And what do they give, like, oh, we're not parking, we're idling or something?
Exactly. We're just waiting to pick up our children in the car.
Yeah, so we've gone through spurts of where we enforce it. Everybody comes and screams and stuff, but, I mean, what do you think of if we put ballards in the road, about 3-4 feet out in the road by the crosswalks?
You know, it couldn't hurt. I mean, it's, you know, the other thing I just wanted to mention also is that you have a lot of cars pretty wide now. Some of them come there. And it's a narrow street. You have people that open the doors. I don't know how many accidents have been reported. Maybe just collision damage and nobody was hurt, but, you know, I mean, it's getting worse. It's really...
Well, that's right. The part of this traffic study that's going to happen in April, we're going to gear them towards and not just BS, but try to give us some solutions. Believe it or not, there are not many accidents reported in the Four Corners. I would think there would be a lot more.
I do too.
People, mirrors are a fair game. People lose their mirrors all the time. But the Four Corners, believe it or not, there's hardly any. So then when we talk to the police or we talk to the state, and they're saying there's no recorded accidents. The state was doing a study on Montauk Highway because we were looking into trying to get some kind of a crosswalk there with the lights and all. And they're like, well, there's no incidents there.
Yeah.
There's no, well, like, well, there's no, just because we're going to wait till someone gets hit and then they're going to do something. But the Four Corners, there have been accidents, but believe it or not, you would think there'd be one there every day because it's very close.
The other thing I didn't mention, but also with the pedestrian crosswalks, is I've been on the corners myself to get across the street and watch people zoom north and south, trying to catch the light, or just because they don't realize that they should be making a stop there.
Yeah.
And if we said stop all the way, you know, people are more likely to go, okay, the guy was in the stop on the other street, got there before me, it's my duty to make a full stop and wait for him to proceed. You know, I mean, that may be the best. We have plenty of the all-way stop signs around the village.
Yeah. Well, you know, Duke, as they're doing this study and they get further along, I'd be happy to contact you. You know, using all your years of police, I would love to have you involved in that. So let's get them started.
Sure.
And before
I had no idea that was planned.
Before they give us the report, they say everything is great. You know, everything is great except people drive fast. But, you know, we'll try to force them to, we're paying for this. This is a $20,000 project.
Yeah.
So we don't want just a piece of paper that got a little fluff on it. So as he gets closer, I'd be happy to contact you if you could help out with that. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
If I can tail on to Kenny's comments, we go to Mexico all the time, and what they've done is they've raised the striped crosswalks to sidewalk level. So you actually have to go over a speed hump where the sidewalks are, and that stops people from speeding. It may not cause it to stop, and it slows you down a lot. And that would be perfectly simple to do and cheap.
All right. Again, let's see where the professionals. We've talked about this for a lot of times. A lot of times we've had suggestions, but if these guys, this is what they do for a living, let's hope they come back with some good suggestions. I'm saying that, but am I believing it, Rich? You're looking at me.
How many years have we been talking about
I know, right? So now we have these guys coming that we're paying for instead of us just making stuff up. So, all right.
I think the last traffic study was what, like 1988 or something?
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that we're interested in and that we're looking into.
And I was here back then, and I believe Roberta Fortunato was the trustee who was in charge of that, and her decision was to put in 100 stop signs.
Yeah.
Which nobody does anything.
Well, I only put in 55, 60, so leave that. All right, thanks, Rich. Any, Jody?
Mr. Mayor,
Do you have your name and address,
Johnny
please?
McNulty, 425 Pine Acres Boulevard, North Whitewaters.
Yeah.
Would the village consider 2 pylons, maybe about 4 foot tall, lime green, on each side of the walk crosswalks? So somebody can, maybe like 1 foot out on the curb? This way they can't park in front of the crosswalk. And you do that on the 4 corners.
That's what I was thinking of, maybe some kind of decorative,
So you can see it, so somebody doesn't drive into it, of course,
Yeah.
but this way it forces somebody not to park in the crosswalk, and because I've seen kids try to cross through there, and you know, it's an obstacle, and it really shouldn't be there, so,
yeah.
miss some thought.
Yeah, either pylons, again, the ballards, we have
Ballards,
planters, there's different things. So, again, let's hope that these guys do what we're paying them to do, come up with some solutions and go from there. Just Jody. Jody is the head of the parade committee, and just want to tell you we're going to be putting up 10 Irish flags in the middle of town on Friday, so we're going to leave them up for 2 weeks. So
Very good.
hopefully I'm not offending anybody, but we'll find out. Right? So, thank
I'm
you.
not.
Thank you, Jody. It's supposed to be nice on Saturday, so that's
We're hoping.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any? Colleen, you want anything, Colleen?
No, I don't know. I didn't prepare.
Anybody else then? All right, just again, there's no new projects in town. Anybody notice the John Thomas Inn has a new sign on it? Was it Bali? Is that
It's
ever?
like Latin cuisine.
Yeah.
It says Latin cuisine.
I think they all.
Peruvian.
Was that you? I'm sorry.
Hi everybody. My name is Hernan Fernandez, and I'm the new owner in that place. And I'm here tonight because I like help the community, whatever help in the town. I'm here.
Okay, great. And you own another place over in
87 Brook Avenue,
Yeah.
Bayshore.
Okay, so again, we can open in a couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah, we waiting for the liquor license, and maybe 3-4 weeks.
Okay. Has Bob been helping you, I hope, the building inspector?
Yes, he was there. I got this morning to the
Okay.
office.
No, we look forward to something being there, because it's been empty for, what, 3 years now at least? At least 3 years? So, all right, well, great, no, good luck, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? All right, I make a motion to adjourn, do I have a second? All in favor? All right. That's it, thank you.
So what kind of food do you do? What kind of food?
Nothing.